the simple process that helped me find my purpose. Today I'm going to talk about how I found my purpose. I'm going to talk about how I found my purpose, how I got in alignment, how I really started to take action very boldly based on what resonated with me. We're going to go really deep into it. I'm going to talk about it. It's going to be an interesting video. Let's get into it right now. We all got to start somewhere, and I just started where everyone else was. What was looking up the internet, looking up videos, looking up the internet, probably what you're doing right now, trying to get knowledge from other people, trying to understand what they're saying, trying to understand what it means to live your purpose, even following courses. All these things didn't really help me. Although I got more of a perspective of how other people look at it, I knew that I have my own path, and that therefore I also have my own way of finding my purpose. And therefore also you finding your own purpose is going to be unique to you. It's not going to be a step-by-step guide just like I just will give you right now. It might be giving you some inspiration of how it can look like to find your purpose. But it doesn't mean that is how you find your purpose. This is uniquely to you. It's a unique journey. One of the things that most people don't understand is that we are all unique. We are all different. We all have different paths, different ways of even seeing the same thing. I don't have anyone online or offline that sees life in the same way I do, because I have my own unique perspective. I have my own unique way of seeing life, and so do you. And that's the beautiful thing about life. I think we all try to find commonalities and relate to each other, but that to me is just boring. It's just like, okay, yeah, you got in common that you both eat breakfast, great. But besides that, isn't it more interesting how different we are? That's what always has fascinated me about cultures, about different countries, is that they were all so different. And that is what is fascinating to me. An individual that is different, that thinks different, that does different things, because it helps me open my mind and not just see the same perspectives I've heard 1,000 times before. So about purpose, the process that I undertook was actually seeking. I sought first knowledge, and then I started to seek inside myself. And without this seeking phase, this is a phase, it's not going to be forever. Without the seeking phase, you're not going to get the ground level that you need to move beyond seeking, because seeking is something you do in the beginning. It's the beginning of a journey you're seeking, and that's not where it ends. It ends in living your purpose. It ends in you being aligned to your purpose, you living your purpose, and that is where the journey goes from there. But in the beginning, you need to seek. Not because the seeking will make you find anything, but because the seeking will make you have a base level of understanding about yourself, about the world, and about what you want to contribute to the world. Even though I didn't got so much from courses, from videos, from other things, even though I didn't got a lot from it, that seeking helped me, because it made me become serious about it. It made me realize I need to figure this out right now. I'm not gonna wait. I'm not gonna wait till some kind of thing, like some people say, you know, when you retire or when you have all the money in the world, then you can live your purpose. Not before. I'm like, what is that? That's just not giving yourself permission to live your purpose right now. This whole idea of waiting, right, for the right time, or when it comes to you, then you can live your purpose. And I never believed in all these ideas of like it coming to you and it coming in a way that at finding a girlfriend. None of that was the case without tremendous amount of effort, tremendous amount of seeking, work, time put into. So I just took the same approach to purpose. I was like, this is not something I will find out today, but when I work towards it, I will find it out eventually. I just have to put in the work, and that's what I did. That was with a lot of letting go work. Letting go moves your energy towards purpose. What you got to understand is if you're not living your purpose, you're not in energetic alignment with your purpose. Your purpose is on the higher ends of the energy scale. It's on the higher ends of the energy. And on the lower ends, there's no purpose. On the lower ends, there's just survival. Because on the lower ends of energy, you're in ego, you see. So on the lower ends, you're in ego, you're in survival. If you want to move towards purpose, you need to let go of the ego more and more, or at least accept it. Accept your ego and go beyond it, so you move to a higher energy. And once you're in a higher energy, you start to be in alignment with your purpose. So what I actually found was that instead of finding my purpose, what I thought, like if I just keep seeking, I will find my purpose. Well, my seeking turned me towards realizing meaninglessness. Instead of realizing purpose, I realized all the things in my life that were meaningless. And then I realized I need to let go of these. I need to let go of these patterns, these thinking ways, these ideas that are all based on ego. I need to let go of them so that I can truly align with my purpose. And that is actually what I did. That's actually what I did. I did a lot of letting go work, and I realized a lot of things that were meaningless. And throughout the journey of realizing what is meaningless and what actually means something to me, at least, maybe not in the bigger sense of the world, but to me it's meaningful, I started to see like parts of my life, like eating food isn't meaningful if it sustains my body, but it's meaningless when it's just indulging into food out of boredom or something like that. It's meaningful to drink water to sustain body, but it's meaningless to drink alcohol or sugary drinks or anything of bad drink for you. So just recognizing, not even changing your lifestyle or anything, just recognizing and being honest with yourself about what is meaningless in your life that you're still doing, no judgment. That's meaningless, it's just for pleasure, it's just for some temporary pleasure. By realizing all of that, you start to realize, okay, this is meaningless, 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 this is meaningless. And once you start to realize that, you naturally already start to move towards letting it go. Because just by admitting that it's kind of a little bit stupid, you are already letting go of it. You're letting go of something that you feel is stupid. If you feel it's not stupid, if you feel it's like it's meaningful, it's purposeful, you're getting something out of it, then it's harder to stop it. So I've sought purpose. I tried to find purpose, but instead of finding purpose, I found everything that's meaningless. So that was the process, right? So one more time, the process was I was seeking for purpose. By my seeking, I found everything in my life that was meaningless. By letting go more and more of things that were meaningless, I found what was meaningful. And I started to be in alignment with meaning. I started to be in alignment with purpose. Because you got to understand, when everything that's meaningless is out of your life, there is no way you're not going to be aligned with your purpose. Because what you're doing is saying, I had enough of all this meaningless stuff. I just want to be living my purpose. And that's what you do. Because when you get rid of distractions, you start to be in alignment with your purpose. And you don't even need to want your purpose at that point anymore. The seeking was only to weed out all of the meaningless patterns. So that when all the meaningless patterns are gone, you are free. And in that freedom, you are aligned and you are in the direction of your purpose. And that is truly the process. how it went in my way. And it was something that I didn't find in any video. I didn't find it in any type of video or any type of thing, at least not the ones that I watched, at least not the courses that I watched. This was my process. And actually I think that if you try to go through this process, you yourself will become in alignment with your purpose. Because once you start to let go of these meaningless things, you start to get into alignment with your purpose. But you got to be really, really honest with yourself, and you got to be really honest and look honestly, what is this getting for me if you're doing something? Is this really helping to sustain my body, or is this just a distraction? Is this making me learn anything, or am I just wasting time watching a video? Be really honest with yourself, because once you start to become honest about what is meaningless, the process goes so much quicker, and it's so much quicker for you to get in alignment with your purpose. And once you're in alignment, you will be able to start living it. Of course, you still need some courage after that to live your purpose, because it's courageous. It's not something easy to do. You have a lot of resistance towards it, probably, because otherwise you would not be procrastinating it. You would not put so much distractions in front of it. So that's all I want to say today. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.